Hey everyone, welcome to another $1,000 strap search. I've got my $1,000 in singles here and I'm about to show you what I found. But before I do, let's talk about this week's tip. Now, you guys see me tear into some eBay sellers on quite a regular basis. Um, I guess it's safe to say that I know what I'm looking for and I know what I'm talking about when it comes to currency. And there's a lot of sellers who don't. But there are a lot of sellers that do. So just because you see me picking apart all these people on eBay, they're actually a very, very small fraction of the people on eBay. The vast majority of people on eBay are good people trying to sell legitimate stuff, trying to make a buck here or there, but for the most part, um, they're just good people. Like I said, I know a lot of my videos tend to give people a bad impression of eBay in general, but truth be told, there's a lot of good stuff to find there. Now, what I really wanted to talk about, though, is there are auctions, and then there are buy it nows and best offers. Those are the three things that you'll see. Auctions, self-explanatory, the high bidder gets the item. A lot of people like to put their item out there, though, and just put a particular price. Some of those people will say make an offer, but a lot of them will just have the price and they don't put that make an offer option. That doesn't mean that you can't make an offer, okay? As I've discovered, you can contact any seller about their particular item. You can ask questions, you can ask anything in particular. How long have they had it? Where did they get it from? You can ask specifics. Did it have a crease? Is that a printing error on there? Is that a stain? You can ask all kinds of stuff. But while you're asking, you can also give them an offer. I recently did that on one of my purchases. It didn't say make an offer on there, but I had, well, you know me, with all my books, I have all kinds of sources to tell me all kinds of different things. What I did was I looked at one of my older books and saw a price. The item was priced at $350. I wanted to pay about $300 for the particular item, and he didn't have a make an offer option. So I wrote to him saying that in one of my books, the price for the particular item was only $200, but I understand that that was an older book. Would you accept $300? And he said, yeah. And within 30 seconds, he changed the listing to allow for offers. So I put in my $300 offer, which of course he accepted right away. So just because it doesn't say make an offer doesn't mean that the seller will not take offers. You still want to go through eBay, of course, and their make an offer setup that they have there. That way you're not breaking any of eBay's rules. But it's another option. So once again, just because you see a price doesn't mean you have to pay that price. A lot of sellers will negotiate just as if you were at a show. All right, so that's what I've got for you guys this week. Let's slide these out of the way and take a look at what I found. I got a pretty good stack this week. Mystery symbol, no idea. Somebody knows what that is, not me. But anytime there's something interesting, I will pull it on a note, and that was just different, so yeah, I took it. I have the feeling that that's supposed to be like the pyramid on the back, the ever-seeing eye, and anyway, I could be wrong. Freemason, Mason, whatever. Found a Where's George. Track this bill at Where's Bill at where'sgeorge.com. I will log this one in shortly. And another one. I've seen this square before, but this is a different color ink, so I have the feeling I'll be able to log this one. And another, track this bill at where'sgeorge.com. It's got Where's George over here as well. Found me a birthday note, 1968. That would be May 6th or June 5th on this one. What do we got here? Trinary, 3s, 5s, and 6s. A little bit of writing, so if it doesn't match one of my notes, it'll go away. Another trinary here, 3s, 4s, and 9s. Now, remember, I save trinaries not because they're valuable. I save trinaries because I'm trying to match two identical serial numbers. So don't take me saving these as thinking that they are valuable. If you are trying to match two serial numbers, you want to limit somehow the number of notes you're saving, because obviously I can't put away all of these hoping to match them, but I can put away 20 or 30 out of that 1,000. All right, anyway, this is 3s, 4s, and 9s. 0s, 4s, and 5s on this one. 1s, 4s, and 9s. 1s, 3s, and 7s. What else do we get here? 1s, 3s, and 4s. 3s, 4s, and 8s. Too bad. If that 8 was a 3, we'd have 333, 44, 333. So yeah, so close to it being a really, really cool serial number. Doesn't matter. If it's not the real thing, if it's close to a really cool number, then it's close to being worth money. Still not worth money, though. I'm keeping it because it's a trinary. I got quad 3s on this note. Quads, same thing as trinaries. No additional value, but makes it easier to find a pair. Quad 5s and a trinary. 1s, 0s, and 5s on this one. This one is quad 9s with a 5th. And some stars. 2017 star, always checking to see if they're filled in. 2017A. And I also found consecutive notes. 0273, 7201, and 02. So that was cool, finding 2 consecutive star notes. And they're crisp, so I'll keep those together. I wouldn't say that they're worth more. But here's the thing with consecutive notes. This is why I generally don't like consecutives. If you are looking for a wood chopper, okay, you're looking for a 1907 wood chopper, or even one of the 18, or whatever. You're looking for a wood chopper, okay, and you're willing to spend $150 on a wood chopper. Well, then you find somebody who has 2 consecutive wood choppers. So now you can't buy one, you have to buy both because they're consecutive. You kind of want to keep them together. So now your $150 purchase just turned into a $300 purchase. But wait, there's more. They're consecutive, so that must be worth something more, right? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But I'm already paying double what I was about to pay because I wanted to pay $150 for one, and now I have to pay $300, and now I have to pay a premium because they're consecutive. I'm trying to figure out where the good part comes here because so far nothing seems to be good. All my prices have gone through the roof when all I wanted to do was spend $150. Now I'm probably in the $500 range. Why? Because they're consecutive. Yeah, so that's just my thoughts on consecutives. To me, it's just a gigantic money suck. All right, another 2017 A star. Like I said, always checking those to make sure that they are not filled in. 2017 A here, another 2017, good shape. 2017, starting with a couple zeros, so I've got hope on that. Whenever you see zeros, that indicates a lower number. Not all low numbers are rare, but most rares are low numbers. This one's just 2017. Another 2017. So I found quite a few stars in this batch. Another 2017. 2013. All right. And since I haven't said this about any notes so far, this is not an error. This is not an error. That's dirt. That's dirt. That's damage. Dirt. Not an error. Okay. This, not an error. I think it's safe to say that if I searched 300,000 notes and have not really found a legitimate error, they are very, very hard to find. So if you open up your wallet and pull out 4 singles, you're probably not going to have an error. It drives me nuts when I see people talking about, check your pockets for this error, and they've never found one, they've never seen one, but they heard about it, so they're showing somebody else's picture of the note, telling you to look for it, even though we aren't going to find it. We're being real here on this channel. All right, what else do we got? Another star note, 2013 star, 2013 B star note, one of the duplicated notes. The first 9.6 million are the notes that could be duplicated, and looking at this one, it's 07, so that's definitely less than the 09. This is one of the duplicated notes. This one here is a 2013 B star note, but you can see this would be number 13,666, or whatever the case is if you go through reading them all, which is definitely higher than the 9.6 million, so this is not one of the duplicates. 2006 star notes, that's the oldest one I got there. Then a couple old notes in general, 2003, 2003, 2001, and 2001. 1999, and the oldest note, a 1993. I don't run across very many 1993s. They are hard to come by. They are fairly short printed. So yeah, if you get to find one, great. I mean, the next number after this is 1995, so that means they weren't out for very long. Yeah, I definitely hold on to them just because there aren't many and nobody else bothered to hold on to them. All right, so what do I have this week? I have a specimen note, and this is rather cool. I don't know the full story, but I'll tell you what I do know. This is a specimen note put together by the, as it says, American Banknote Company. The American Banknote Company is the company that started off making our currency before the BEP took over. And when, you can see this one's dated 1929, when we moved to these smaller size notes, the American Banknote Company decided to put together some specimens to show what they can do. So you can see that it does say specimen. It doesn't have any serial numbers or anything in there like that. This particular one was a $10 specimen note. It says specimen right there. What they were trying to show is the amount of detail that they can do on the notes. They were showing how figures would look if you were to put people in there. Just kind of showing an example of how they could do the note. If we take a look at the back of this one, you can see they have the black ink on one side, green ink on the other, kind of like we have. This little gray pattern shows how they can vary color just by using lines that are close together like that. You could also put a watermark in that area. So pretty cool. Now, a lot of you are going to notice this black line here, and there's a lighter green here. And on this side, it's a heavier black and a heavier green. These are roller marks. Roller marks from when the wet ink went through. And it was as far as I know, it was a fairly frequent problem. You're going to find many of the specimen notes are going to have those roller marks on there. If you look real close, you can see it says American Banknote Company there on the bottom too. And it says New York, 1929. So once again, this is just a note showing what they could do. Now, if you take the note out of here, they did use intaglio printing. Intaglio printing is when you take a plate and you cut into the plate, and then fill that gap with ink, okay? And then you wipe off all the excess ink so that there's only ink in the grooves of the plate. Then you take the paper and you use pressure to force the paper into those grooves. Now, the reason why you do that is because when everything is done and everything is dry, you can then actually feel the ink raised on the paper. Some of you probably didn't know that about the inking process, and those of you who do know, hopefully I said it correctly, and that would be cool. But yeah, just going over some of the stuff on here, you can see how small they got these little tiny 10s here. They're experimenting with micro printing and stuff, just to show how safe and secure they would be able to make notes if they were given the contract to do so. These specimens, I have seen graded specimen examples going for $300 to $700. Now, what they actually sell for, I don't know. But I was able to pick up one or two of these, and they may show up in an auction. But yeah, they won't be $700 in my auction. I promise you that. I find these very interesting. Specimen notes in general are just a pretty fascinating realm. So when I had the opportunity to get this, I most certainly did. All right, that's what I've got for you guys this week. If you learned anything new, go ahead and hit that like button. If you like what you see and you want to see more, please subscribe. Love reading all your comments. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.